first year with, the Me Too movement. It happened second season with COVID. And third season, what?
Roe v. Wade.
Roe. Oh gosh, Roe v. Wade.
And there's always this urgency of the news that this is overlay that lands on top of the show. Like no matter what, the news goes on.
Oh yeah.
And it creates this momentum that we always have going.
Also just watching this big move that Alex made at the end of season 3, and how's that working out for you? Being in that position and that huge move happening, merge happening, and to see how gracefully that she walks through that. Everyone had a secret that they were holding and struggling with, and how do we function in the world, in a very high stressful world and in our industry, in our environment, with all of those secrets. And I think Missy had a lot of secrets.
Yeah, my character has the most. I win.
She won that. But yeah, it was we were, and besides being most excited about getting to do the show and being back with these extraordinary actors, and our crew, it's always going to be an exciting show, because there's so much that happens in real time that our show is quickly kind of pulling from as the season goes. So we're just excited about being able to tell stories in a way where that is from, we have, as we always have, from behind the curtains, behind the scenes. So you hear the real conversations, you see the real muck that goes on, and it's definitely, there's certainly a lot to mine from in these days, in these two wonderful times that we're in. So we won't have a lack of story, that's for sure. But I was really excited. Well, obviously, Mr. Ham was very exciting to get to come in. That Alex was going to get out of her work, workaholic head, and have someone actually kind of crack her open a bit. So that was exciting to explore. And then also just for my character, getting to declare this is time for me to move up and have more power, more say, my voice to be heard, because it had been long enough, and then the struggle to get to that place, and then all of the wonderful things that ensued.
From going to space in episode 1 to dealing with the hack in episode 2, and then of course the flashback in episode 5 of what Bradley's secret was, and seeing her brother in January 6th and covering all that up. It was just a lot of dynamics to play. And also I thought it was really good because it really stood in opposition to Bradley's strong sense of being a person of integrity and honesty. So it was this big challenge for her morally. And that was really, hard to play. Because it had this anxiety with it at all times, but it was really fun with my scene partners, and of course, having that dynamic between Billy Crudup and I change, when he starts to not respect me anymore. That was really a good shift for us to play.
When the hack is happening, and everybody's kind of coming and confessing certain, you might find this, you might find that, and he comes up to Stella and he says, you might find some stuff about my personal preferences, and she's that exchange of Yanko confessing that we have a nickname for you, and it was just I love those two actors so much.
This season was a great exploration of her vulnerability. People who are super principled like that often find themselves looking at the world in a very binary way. And I think she's starting to see that she has to exist in a way that is maybe a little more forgiving of people, particularly as it pertains to her brother and his mistakes. But I think so many people can relate to the idea that you have a family history that maybe isn't flattering, or that you're embarrassed about a family member, or there's a family member in your life that's trying to actively drag you down. It was just really tender to play this woman who wanted so badly to succeed and excel, be pulled back down by the heavy weight of family obligations. And her isolation, feeling lonely, and like also wanting to back away from people she loved because she didn't want to drag them down as well. I don't know. I thought like it was just a really unique situation to be put in, because she could have let her brother down, and she just can't.
Inner navigation of Paul versus my integrity and my partner, and what my character learns about him, and very much was in denial up until that point. I think that was really good, and that was really fun and challenging to play, because there is a first time you're feeling something that she's feeling something really for the very, very first time. And they're both very similar characters in that they're both very strong, powerful people, and I think they found some common ground, which brought out the vulnerability in this billionaire who's kind of a shark, and also the workaholic who's sort of just focused on success and grab the ring. And so then to have to make the decision to flip the tables, turn the tables in honor of my integrity as a journalist, and also in protection of what he's done to my friend also and journalist.
There is already so much to address in the time span when we start again, but there will be so much more. I mean, it's an ever evolving media landscape. And I think part of what's interesting, but I'm kind of a nerd, is like the merger and seeing all those different personalities trying to find some sort of synergy. That might be, and different media personalities popping up, because they continue to pop up.
Yes, because UBA has its own team, our own personal dysfunction, functioning dysfunction. So bringing in, what's the other company?
NBN.
NBN, and their own functioning dysfunction probably, and then how all those people come together. It'll be interesting.